On April 25th, 1859, April 23rd, 1859, the world stood on the brink of a new era. A canal would carve through the desert, linking two seas forever. 1,700 ships jammed the Mediterranean each year. No shortcut existed between Europe and Asia. The Red Sea and Mediterranean remained strangers, divided by a desert. A single waterway could change everything. Maps from the 15th century showed the Suez Isthmus as a barrier. Traders paid exorbitant prices to bypass it. The idea of a canal felt like a fantasy. But fantasies, when pursued, become history. Overland caravans took weeks to cross the Sinai. Sandstorms buried goods and lives alike. The journey was a gamble, but the alternatives were worse. Something had to change. Ferdinand de Lesseps dreamed of a canal in the 1830s. He studied ancient Roman attempts and their failures, but he believed in the vision. The world was ready for a miracle. The Ottoman Empire controlled the trade routes and the land. Egypt, a vassal state, had little say, but the French had leverage. A deal was struck, and the dream began. By 1858, maps showed a proposed canal through the isthmus. Engineers calculated the cost and the risk. But the world had grown impatient. The time was right, and the work began. April 23rd, 1859. The first shovels hit the sand. A crowd gathered, French engineers, Egyptian laborers, and curious onlookers. The Suez Canal construction begins, with hope and doubt. Tens of thousands of workers toiled in the heat. They dug through rock and sand, by hand, by pick, by sheer will. The desert was no friend, but the canal would be their legacy. Steam shovels and dredgers arrived, the first of their kind. They could dig faster than men, but the desert tested every machine. Innovation and grit became the tools of the trade. A sandstorm buried the site for days. Workers cursed the desert, but kept digging. The canal was not just a project, it was a battle against the elements. Egypt provided the land and the labor, but the French held the purse strings. The Egyptian elite saw opportunity, and the people saw work. A fragile alliance for a greater cause. By the end of 1860, the first lock stood, a marvel of engineering. The Suez Canal construction begins, and the world watched. A dream was becoming reality, one stone at a time. In 1869, the canal opened, and the world changed. Ships no longer needed to sail around Africa. Trade accelerated, and empires shifted. A waterway had become a superhighway. Today, a ship passes every 9 minutes. The Suez Canal carries 10% of global trade. It remains a lifeline for commerce, for politics, for the world. Control of the canal has shifted, from French to British to Egyptian. Each change altered the balance of power. The Suez Canal is more than a waterway. It is a battleground of empires. Modern ships, oil tankers, container ships, depend on the canal. A blockage can halt trade worth billions. The Suez Canal is a fragile link in a world of interdependence. The canal disrupted ecosystems and displaced communities. The environmental cost was not measured in gold. Progress came with a price, and the world paid it. The Suez Canal construction begins, and its ripples still echo. It linked two seas and changed the world. A single idea, built by hands and will, endures in every ship that passes. Explore more stories that shaped our world. Subscribe now.